Good evening, everyone. It is the second pickup video I've ever done. Trying to bang them out a little quickly. This is pickups just from this weekend. Not a lot of video games. There was a few. A lot of other collectible stuff, which was really cool to find. Wearing the Team G Sale shirt that my wife made for me a couple years ago when we started kind of really actively thrifting together. I'd been doing it for 15, 20 years, but she really started getting into it for her own business, and we started doing it together a lot more, and she kind of came up with this, and haven't actually worn it in a while because it's a little tight on me, but hopefully it can fit into it at some point again. Behind the Wii wall today, so my Wii collection is behind me there. Like I said last time, it's about 1100 and something games, 17, getting close to the end. I'll do more in-depth videos on the Wii as we go on. Hopefully the lighting's a bit better this time around. Tried a little different area of the game room, so let's just dive right into it again. And again, please subscribe. Really looking for more followers, and definitely going to be doing some giveaways very shortly. So we'll start with the non-video game stuff. So board games. I mentioned last time I really love board games. This is the Tetris board game. Now, I already have this. This was a second copy. It was $1 at the garage sale. 100% complete. Literally the stupidest board game ever made. I've played it. It's a waste of time. Just get the game. It's on literally every console I think ever made. But it's a collector's item for some people who like video game stuff. So there is the first one. Garage sale pick, by the way. Another garage sale pickup was this guy, and this is National Pro Hockey. It's super heavy. This was $1. It is it's an older game, and it's basically like managing a team. You draft players, and it looks complex. I'm not sure if I'll ever play it. I do love hockey. I'm a huge NHL fan, so I usually pick up hockey games when I see them for $1. It's hard to say no to it, but man, it's got some weight. Got two more here, but they're a little bigger, and not as many board games this time compared to last time. So probably never heard of this one, but Monopoly. This is actual not a super vintage version, but this is the 80s version. It's in really good shape. Like, these people, I don't know if they just never played it or never took a lot of care of it. It was $1. I mean, I like to set up booths at certain conventions, and this one will be getting sold. They usually sell these for like $6, $7. So if you get them for $1, they're worth it. People really still love to have the classic board games. And speaking of classic board games, the last board game pickup for this week is another classic. It's Battleship.
C5. Battleship, a great game of strategy, action, and suspense.
Miss, H6. You sank my battleship.
The game you can play anywhere.
Again, an older version of it. Yeah, complete, same people, $1 each. All the games for $1. So yeah, another one I'll probably end up selling at a convention. All right. Not a big DVD fan, as I mentioned last time, but when you see sealed Blu-rays for $1, you grab them. So first up, the new Ninja Turtles movie, which I've never watched yet. Sealed, $1, I'm gonna take it. One of my favorite movies, The Hobbit, The Unexpected Adventure. And not as bad as people think. I mean, the first one was good. The second two didn't need to be done. And again, sealed Dark Knight Rises, $1, and then sealed The Dark Knight. So again, $1 Blu-rays. They had a lot more, but I just didn't have a lot of money on me, and didn't feel like grabbing more of them. This was a VHS filled week. Was at a vintage antique mall, I guess, that was out of town, and they had 50-cent VHSs, so I ended up getting a Pokemon one for my son. He loves Pokemon. I got a Simpsons one. Gotta love the Simpsons stuff. I got a Are You Afraid of the Dark? Love this show growing up in the 90s. And I got a whole bag. I'm not going to show them all because there's lots of them. But I got a bag of these Goosebumps ones. These are rental cases too. I did like Goosebumps. I read the books, but I have a friend who's really into Goosebumps, and I'm just going to give them to him for what I paid for them because I know he'll appreciate them. Also, at the same antique mall, I got Fat Albert, 50 cents. And last but not least, he had a complete box set of Fawlty Towers. I love these British comedies. John Cleese, this is a great show. And it's literally the entire show on 4 VHS tapes. So $1 for these. He gave me a deal on them. And lastly, it's about time, after years of searching, VHS stacks everywhere, I finally found a classic horror. I got Nightmare on Elm Street. Really, really, really cool to see it. This one's actually Blockbuster sealed. Like, I guess it was one of their pre-owned ones they were selling, but this one was $2 because it was Value Village. But again, it's a classic horror, so I'm not gonna turn it down. Almost done the non-video game stuff. Found these mugs at a garage sale, 1993. So there's a Tasmania one, it's 50 cents, and then a Flintstones Bam Bam and Pebbles. So again, 50 cents. They're in decent shape. I love stuff like this. This is cool. I have a big drawer upstairs which is all glasses. Those will go in there. Excuse me. Getting really close to the end now. Picked up some vintage Smurfs at that same antique mall. I love collecting these. I have all my original ones from when I was a kid. So this is Harvest Smurf. I'm not even sure which one that is. And then there's another one here. They were $1 a piece, so grab those and add them to the collection. And the last non-video game pickup was a poster, and it's kind of big. I don't know if I'll get it all in the shot. It's a Zelda poster. It was $1 at a garage sale. I got it upside down. So there's the poster there. It's got this kind of tape on the corners, but for $1, I like Zelda posters and any kind of video game posters. Alright, we are down to video games, and there's not a lot this week, so don't get too excited. One Wii game, Family Feud Decades. Found it on Kijiji. It was $5, complete in case. Not my favorite game. There's I think 3 Family Feud games on the Wii. I already have one, now I have another, still one to look out for, but...
Anthony, give me a boy's name that starts with the letter H. Jose.
That to the collection. Some more disc-based games. I was at a garage sale in out of town, and they had these there for. He wanted $5 for 3. He was asking 2 a piece, but I said, take 5 for 3. He said, yeah. So I got Dynasty Warriors 6 for the PS2. I got X Squad for the PS2. And probably the best find of the week, really, for me, was Drakengard for $2 essentially. They're all complete in case. Drakengard, unfortunately, is scratched, but even paying to resurface it is still worth the price I paid. Okay, very rare that I get Super Nintendo games, especially 3 in a week, but I didn't find these in the wild. I have a cousin who was going for a complete Super Nintendo set. He recently sold most of it off, and I wanted to beef up my Super Nintendo collection. I gave him a call. I said, do you have any games? He said, well, I got these. I'm asking 15 a piece, but I'll give you 3 for 20. So I got Obidus, Airstrike Patrol, and Total Carnage, which he told me is just like Smash TV, and I love Smash TV, so I'm really excited to try that one out. Now, the last pickup was kind of the moment of the weekend. I was at a garage sale here in town, and they had a PSP, and it was $10. And I asked the woman, does it work? She said, absolutely. We played it not too long ago. I said, "Yeah, the charging cable." She went inside, looked around, came out and said, "Sorry, I don't." I said, "You know what, would you take 5 just because I don't know if it's going to work or not?" And she said, "Yeah, it's fine." So $5. Took it home, plugged it into my charger, and the second you turn it on, the screen is all like messed up. Like it's just all lines and cracks. Like they obviously dropped it. So it doesn't work. You win some, you lose some. But unfortunately, this PSP is going to just have to go in the trash, I guess. Or maybe I'll put it up on display. I have my own PSP, but I was hoping to maybe flip this one, trade it for something along those lines. Again, thanks for tuning in, guys. Keep it short today, definitely shorter than last week, and I'll keep picking up stuff. And again, keep liking and subscribing. If I can get up to say 100 subscribers, I will definitely start throwing out some stuff to everyone who subscribes and do a little draw, and like I said, ship out, whether you like board games or video games, or I got stuff that I can definitely share. This week I'm looking to do a collection video of at least one of my collections and just talk about that, but wait until then. All right, have a good night.